Hi folks, this is Yodie Batzke from Str8talk101. Welcome to my little podcast. I'm doing something different because we are in election mode. No, I'm not running for any federal seat. I'm just sitting back and watching things unfold. But as a Christian, I really felt in my heart we're needing to have a look at what the major minor parties are actually basically their thoughts and views on certain issues. And so the best place I thought I would go to source some information is from the Australian Christian Lobby Group's website. And I think it's referred to as australiavotes.org.au. Look it up and you can have a look at some of the things that they're presenting there for Christian voters to consider. Now, anyone that knows who I am know that I'm not backward in coming forward about being a community advocate and also a Christian and a minister of the gospel. So I took it upon myself to go onto the ACL website to have a look at any information that they've put together, giving some insight into some of the major and minor parties' stance on various issues. Now, I'm going to be showing you a scorecard that they've put together. I don't know how they've come to the final conclusion or decision in scoring various minor and major minor parties on particular topics, but it's there for us to have a look at. I am not saying that this is a guide that you must follow. I'm just saying to those who are Christians, if you're wanting to know what various major and minor parties' views on particular issues, then here it is. Now, just bear with me as we go through this little scorecard. It's done in such a way that it'll actually give you an idea across the board on what the various parties' views and thoughts are, or their alignment on certain issues. So let's get right into it. Now, just bear with me as I go to the next slide. Here we have the scorecard, and you'll actually find that the information that they've presented here has given a scoring between 0 and 10 on various topics and issues. Now, as I'm looking at this, I'm trying to see if I can put it in presenter view. There it is. So I can read some of the information here. Now, the major parties are listed on the left and the minor parties on the right. The major parties that they have included in the table on the left is the Coalition, Labor and the Greens. In the minor party table, we've got Family First, Trumpet of Patriots, Australian Christians, One Nation, People First Party, the Libertarians, and the Legalised Cannabis Party. Now, the topics that they have chosen here, this is the information that they're presenting, and this is the information that they're scoring both the major and minor parties against. So this is not my thoughts and views. This is the ACL's, and I am not advocating for the ACL. I'm just presenting information out there in the public, in cyberspace for the public to have a look at, especially those with strong Christian values and they're wanting to make an informed decision. The ACL has provided some information there. So the topics that they've scored each of the major and minor parties against is faith-based schools, freedom of speech, competing rights. The next one down is the National Student Wellbeing Program. I apologize. I'm just trying to see if I can read the fine print here on my screen. The National Curriculum. Consent education before national curriculum. We've got diversity, equity, and inclusion in the Australian Public Service. Puberty blockers, online gambling, age verification, family, women and children. Homelessness, sex trafficking, Indigenous issues, euthanasia by telehealth. The next one is legalization of drugs, parental rights and foreign aid. There you go. Have a look at it. I'm just presenting some information for you to view prior to you making your decision, whether it be at pre-polling or on the election day itself or through postal votes. Now, the scoring is really interesting. Each party, both major and minor, was scored out of 180. The weighting on this, once again, like I said in my opening statements, I don't know how the scores came about, whether it was done collectively by a group of individuals or anonymously. I have no idea on how they've come to the scores, come to the conclusion in scoring the various major minor parties against each of these topics. It's just here for us to have a look at. Now, I am going to make some points, just observation, because I'm a critical thinker and I question everything that's been presented to me, whether it be done up by Christians or non-Christians. I feel as an individual, we needing to take it upon ourselves to question the information that's presented to us. Whether we have a strong alignment to a political party or not, we're needing to question what's being presented to us and not accept it as truth or not accept it as the final say, so to speak. So although this information was put up by the ACL, I am going to make some comments about some of the scoring against the major and minor parties on particular issues. Now, being Indigenous Australian, I'm just going to put it out there. First cab off the rank, Indigenous issues. The Coalition scored 9, the Labor Party 5, the Greens 5, Family First 7, Trumpet of Patriots 8, Australian Christian 7, One Nation 7, People First Party 7, the Libertarian 8, and the Legalised Cannabis 7. Let's go back to the major parties, Coalition, Labor and Green. I know that the Labor Party have been very vocal and in support of Indigenous issues. We know that they've supported a lot of the programs when it comes to the voice and everything else from environmental laws and native title, you name it. The Labor Party have been very vocal and public about their support for Indigenous issues. Yet here we have the Coalition scoring 9 and the Labor Party scoring 5 and the Greens scoring 5. I don't know how the ACL has come to that conclusion, but I would have assumed it would have been the other way around, that the Labor Party would have scored 9 and the Coalition 5. I make that comment based on observation of past LNP governments and past decisions made by the Coalition, and in particular here the track record of our current Queensland LNP government, where various programs in community services for Indigenous people have been cut back. Yet here on this scorecard, the Labor Party has scored a 5 and the Coalition a 9. And we do know that the Coalition is announcing some of their reforms in Indigenous affairs. So it's just interesting how the Coalition scored higher on Indigenous issues and the Labor Party on 5. That's just another observation. I'm also going to make comment on the Trumpet of Patriots. They scored an 8. They scored a higher score than the Labor Party on Indigenous issues, when in fact I've had a look at the Trumpet of Patriots website and I've yet to find any policies that are Indigenous friendly. They have made comments about welcome to country, and they have made comments about looking into the expenditure for welcome to country. Now, this is just only a comment I'm making. I'm not I am not saying that they are wrong on this. I'm not saying that they are right. I'm just making a comment based on observation that when I have gone through the Trumpet of Patriots website, I have not found any policies in support of Indigenous issues. Yet they have scored an 8 and the Labor Party has scored 5. Interesting. Once again, I'm just presenting the information for you to have a look at. This can be said about a lot of the other topics that is on this table here, where the coalition has scored higher and the Labor Party lower. Now, we know that the ACL is a very conservative organisation, and maybe their scoring has been based on their conservative values and where they feel the various minor and major parties sit on the scorecard. Now, I am a Christian, and people know that I am a minister of religion, and I do travel internationally to speak in PNG, and I've been doing that now for the last 10 years. So, in spite of my personal commitments as a minister of the gospel, I'm actually putting it out there that we're needing to pray about how we vote this election. I don't accept everything that the ACL has placed on this scorecard to be true and correct. And like I said in my opening statements, I don't know how they came to the conclusion in scoring various major and minor parties on the issues that have been presented. All I'm doing is just letting you know as a Christian, and if you're viewing my Facebook page and social media platforms, is for you to pray about how you are going to vote, for you to pray about how you're going to basically do your preferences. I'm not telling you who you should put down as number 1, and I'm not telling you who to put down as your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th preferences, etc., etc. Here in the seat of Leichhardt, we have 10 candidates, and out of those 10 candidates, we actually have 1 independent. So, once again, if you're a Christian viewing this particular presentation that I've just put together, please be mindful of how you vote. Pray about how you vote, and please do your homework to make an informed decision. I think we have a responsibility as Christians and even as voters in general to not go into this election blindly and just vote for the sake of voting because we don't want to get a fine, but use our democratic right properly in a responsible way. You can agree or disagree, but I'm just putting it out there. Part of Straight Talk 101. I'm calling it as I see it. Please take the time to make an informed decision. This is just information that I'm presenting for those who are Christians who are wanting to know what the various major and minor parties' views or thoughts are on certain topics. And the scoring, once again, has been done by the ACL. How they've come to the conclusion of scoring various major and minor parties against the headings here, that's not for me to explain. I'm just presenting the information for you to have a look at. This is going to be a very, very interesting election. And my thoughts and views on how to vote, how I'm going to vote, is going to be based on not the political party, but who will be the best person to represent the seat of Leichhardt in Far North Queensland at a federal level. And that goes for the Senate also. So once again, hey, take the time to view some of the information that's out there. And like I said before, pray about how you are going to cast your vote, especially if you're a Christian. Don't do it blindly. Don't do it because a party says this is how you're going to vote. You make the decision based on how you feel you're needing to vote. Hey, once again, this is Yodie Batzke from Straight Talk 101. Bye for now.